the Lord have took me again in the realm of the spirit and has entered into what's called the country of Nigeria. Oh my God. Let the name of our God be praised forever and ever, for he is God, he is not a man. I am seeing what's called Nigeria with what's called a conspiracy. Somebody say Professor Makatoshita. I am seeing what's called a conspiracy. Because a lot of people are praying and a lot of people are fighting and a lot of people are now speaking out and many people are now trying to put things together to now bring what's called peace to reign in Nigeria. And I see what's called Nigeria now into what's called conspiracy. And I begin to ask them, what is this conspiracy all about? And they said that this conspiracy is because there's what's called the people in authority and the people in Nigeria now planning to conspiracy and to conspire and to take a step and take a move that they want to use and end all agitations in Nigeria. I see what's called a conspiracy together to now see a way to stop all the agitation in Nigeria. So that everybody can now say, okay, we no longer agitate. Let's now cool down and this and that. And now begin to take every sheet and begin to take every frustration, whatever it is. Let us take it like that and begin to move forward like that. And the Lord said, advise them. Conspiracy to stop agitation is not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is what is called a pure governance. The right thing to do is what's called equal justice and equal right. The right thing to do is what's called give. The right way of that and the way to stop all of these things is what's called obeying the rule of laws and what is called killing the spirit of what's called corruption in the high places. Because with the corruptions and all of the things happening in the high places, agitation cannot stop. Because when you now go to one place to stop it, another place will open up. You go to another place to stop it, another place will open up. You go to this to stop it, another place will open up. So the best advice is what's called good governance, transparency, equal right, and justice, and also what is called pure governance, and also what's called rule of law, obedient to the rule of law. This is the only thing that can stop what's called agitation and bring people's mind together and make everybody to play the role of participation, inclusive government, and bringing people together and making sure everybody is well represented and bringing what's called democracy, meaning the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And when the government of the people is for the people, by the people, and for the people, then you know that right now the right thing is already in place. And the right thing in place, every other thing you are talking about will fall in place. But when the mouth is speaking and the hand is doing something else and the heart is somewhere else, it can never stop agitation. If you move ahead to quench agitation from somewhere, something will open up somewhere. Because I'm seeing this was called conspiracy going on. But this conspiracy will not work. This conspiracy can be agreed and can be accepted, and it will go that way you think, and it is for a while, because as you are trying to block the high sea from overflowing, you go and block the high sea from the eastward. The Red Sea and the high sea will go westward and open up. You go to westward to stop the high sea. The high sea will go what's called southwest and now begin to now overflow from there, because there is a conspiracy to jeopardize what's called a Biafra movement. And I enter into the realm of the spirit and I see what's called a conspiracy and what's called a jeopardizing to now quickly, completely jeopardize the actualization of the Republic of Biafra. And I began to ask the Lord, I said, what is the meaning of this? Because I am a prophet for the whole world. I will prophesy everything I see. When I enter into South Africa, I will prophesy about South Africa. If I enter into Ghana, I prophesy about Ghana. If I enter into America, I prophesy about America. And if I come down to Nigeria and I enter into Oduduwa, I will prophesy about Oduduwa. And I go to Ariwa and I prophesy about Ariwa, and I enter into what's called Biafra land. I begin to now prophesy about the Biafran people and what's going on. Because a major prophet of God is not a prophet of one place. And if Nigeria will be able to withstand and do what they need to do this year, they may scale this year. But if not, I am seeing what's called this year. People now agitate and take steps that cannot be restricted, steps that can never be stopped, steps that is beyond the capacity of the people that are called Nigeria government. Because that's what's called a conspiracy and what's called a plan to jeopardize the actualization of Biafra. And the people played game and said, okay, you know what we're going to do? What we're going to do is let's discuss with the Master Nnamdi and have what's called a bargain for him to come out and stop everybody, and then make peace for everything to reign. When he cools down and stop everybody, everything will quench and pipe low. And I enter in the realm of the spirit to see whether everything will stop and pipe low. The Lord said, this is not the method to stop things and pipe low. The method to stop things and pipe low is what's called good governance, inclusive government, government of the people, by the people, for the people, equal right and justice, and also what's called corruption decline completely. But can this be possible in Nigeria? And the Lord said, it is impossible, because the bad eggs that are rotten will always affect the good ones, and the good ones can never ever be good anymore, because bad eggs will spoil other good eggs, and everything will jeopardize itself. And the Lord said, we need to pray, we need to stand in the gap, let the will of God and the will of God alone be done, because the conspiracy to jeopardize is a failed conspiracy. Conspiracy to jeopardize a failed conspiracy. I know what I'm saying, because when the Spirit of God is leading the major prophet of God to prophesy, people that has ear will hear what the Spirit is saying, and people who don't have ear will not hear, because what we are speaking and what we're doing is called things of the Spirit. For the things of the Spirit are too spiritual for ordinary carnal-minded to understand, because here they may be hearing them more, because this was called spiritual matter that transcends to the physical matter, and this was called conspiracy to jeopardize the actualization of the Federal Republic of Biafra. But the Lord God is the God who made heaven and earth, that wants the best for his people. It is not the will of God that anybody should perish, but the will of God is that all, let the good thing be for everybody to now move on and possess what's called their possession. Because conspiracy to jeopardize and stop everybody, stop Simon, stop this and stop that. I see this conspiracy a failed conspiracy. And what is the thing that should be done? The thing that should be done is going back to the drawing board and look at the drawing board and bring everything original from the time immemorial, from the beginning. And it's called Nambuko Bidoro, no Gigi Dem Kobidoro, Nambu Kobidoro, no Gigi Dem Kobidoro, Nambu Kobidoro, no Gigi Dem Kobidoro, Nambu Kobidoro, no Gigi Dem Kobidoro, Nambu. Because when things are happening in a place, people don't know what's called the bone of contention. And what's the bone of contention? This is what the Lord has bring the major prophet of God to properly interpret to millions of people, so that you can understand what's called the voice of the Lord. The destiny of the whole world, the destiny of Africa, the destiny of the world in general happen to be in this part of the world. In this part of the world shall rise the redemption of mankind, which Jesus has brought, and the redemption to now transcendent to fulfillment of the perfect will of God for the creations on the face of the earth. You see, the world in general today, you begin to hear rumors of war here. You begin to hear rumors of war there. You begin to hear insurgency there. You begin to hear this and that there. What all of those things are waiting for is for people who have the spirit of knowing, that will know the root cause and dealt with the root cause and end all of these things. And this part of the world that God has circled, that is a place where this thing will come. The enemy have used people in one position or the other to quench, so that these things that need to come up, that need to be actualized for the light to shine deeper and emancipate the people of Africa, emancipate the people in the world. The enemy, the devil, have used everything possible to keep the destiny of these people down so that they will not come up. But whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Whatever the Lord has written must come to pass. Ọba rúru